Hey guys. So the upcoming Wolf full moon on January 3rd seems to pull in most every aspect of the Acts 27 and 28 stuff into one grand solution. So let me try to explain. So what was the 276 sign? Well, primarily it was the full moon in Gemini with the sun in Sagittarius, which is the same exact setup that we'll have during the upcoming Wolf full moon. We'll have a full moon in Gemini and the sun in Sagittarius. It will also be the first full moon 2 years after the sign. And remember, Acts 28 ends by mentioning 2 whole years. And then there's the celestial slackline stuff. The celestial slackline represents the moon's crossing of the celestial sea from Aquarius to Taurus. And the moon has pretty much completed that celestial slackline as of now because the moon is currently in Taurus. However, if you remember from last year, that original celestial slackline was part of a larger celestial voyage that didn't actually end until the moon arrived in Gemini, where it met the Roma asteroid, symbolizing the completion of Paul's voyage to Rome. And the upcoming full wolf moon in Gemini is also a fitting representation of arriving in Rome, since the wolf is the main symbol of the Roman civilization and central to its foundational myth. Another amazing thing about this date is that it will have been exactly 27 sidereal lunar months since the 276 sign, which matches the chapter number that the sign was encoded in, chapter 27. And the 276 number is found in Acts 27:37. So that 737 there could be encoding 737 days after the 276 sign. But what about the so-called missing verse of Acts? Acts 28:29, pointing to December 29th. Well, if you look at the very first verse of Acts 27 and 28, we're given the clue for which calendar to use when it mentions Julius and Augustus. Julius and Augustus point to the Roman Republican calendar, because the names of those 2 months were adopted when they switched over to the new Julian calendar from the old Roman Republican calendar. And if you look on what date the wolf full moon falls on that calendar, you see it's December 29th, which explains why Acts 28:29 went missing. Acts 28:29 could also be pointing to the 28th to the 29th of December on that calendar. And those dates map to January 2nd to January 3rd on our calendar. And those dates also explain the 277 clues I was looking at, because the sun is at 277 degrees on the ecliptic on December 28th to the 29th. But evidently that was encoding those dates on the Roman Republican calendar. And by the way, since on the Roman Republican calendar, December had only 29 days, December 29th on that calendar is actually the Roman New Year's Eve. That means that if the Romans were still around today, January 3rd would be the last day of 2025. So yeah, that is my high watch period, January 2nd to the 3rd. And this is probably the highest watch I've ever seen, personally, in terms of the Acts 27 and 28 stuff. So I think, yeah, this could actually be it. So thank you for watching. God bless, and Maranatha.